Pull-ups are one of the keystones of calisthenics. They symbolize raw and functional strength with artistic movement. They engage multiple muscle groups, primarily the back, shoulders, and arms, building upper body strength while enhancing grip and core stability. The beauty of pull-ups lies in their scalability, starting from the ground to flying over the bar. My name is Gabe Nasser, and I've helped a lot of my clients get their first pull-ups in a matter of weeks, and some achieved it in a couple of days. I used a powerful training system to help them get their first pull-up 10 times faster than it would take them on average. And that's what I'll be sharing with you today. First, we'll break the pull-ups into phases, then we'll pick the best progressions for each phase, and finally, we'll apply the powerful training system to get you your first pull-up as soon as possible. Let's get it. The pull-ups are broken down into 4 phases. The first phase is the dead hang. This is when you simply grab onto the bar and let your body hang. You're not activating any muscles, the only emphasis is on gripping the bar. This is technically the base of your pull-ups. And then we move on to the active hang. This time, we're activating our posterior muscles, mainly our back and specifically our scapulas. This is done to help us stabilize our body and perform the pull-ups with good technique. The third phase is the transition. This is when you go from an active hang to all the way over the bar. This is basically the main part of the pull-up, and that is pulling your body weight up. And finally, for the fourth phase, we have our chin over the bar. This is the top range of the pull-up. At this phase, we're activating all our posterior muscles to their max. Now, we're going to talk about the progressions for each phase and how we can master them to actually master the pull-up. Before proceeding to the rest of the video, I want to apologize in advance for the audio quality. I actually came to realize that the mic I was using is actually broken. I will be working on that and making sure I provide to you guys the best quality I can. But for now, most importantly, I hope the video is actually helping you. If you're enjoying it so far, please leave a like and also subscribe because I will have a lot of tutorials coming on the way. Sit back and enjoy the rest of the video. Phase 1, and this is the dead hang. This is the start of your pull-up journey. We need to be able to hang on the bar for minimum 15 seconds. Preferably, we want to aim for 30 seconds dead hang. The first thing you can do is use the lower bar. So go in the lower bar and have your legs on the ground. We're using our feet to assist our body, but you can do this in 2 ways. First one is either you can do it in an L position, or you can just tuck your knees and hang from there. And from there, what we're gonna do is gradually take the weight off our legs. So you can maybe take one leg off or go on your tippy toes until you eventually can lift both your knees up. To have a powerful hang on the bar, you must be able to grip the bar properly. The solid grip strength is gonna help you a lot. What I want you to do is imagine trying to grab the bar as hard as you can and bending the bar. It's a psychological trick that will help you get a better grip on the bar. Now, the second progression is the active hang. For that, what we're doing is we're retracting our scapula, which means we're bringing our shoulders down. Imagine you're closing your back. Does it make sense? And during that, what you want to do is keep your arms straight. So you don't have to bend your arms, keep your arms straight, and retract your scapula. What you want to do is hold it in that position for as long as you can. But when you're transitioning from a dead hang to an active hang, it might be a little difficult. So what you can do is add scapula pull-up. It's basically a dead hang where you're retracting and protracting your scapula. Eventually, you're going to build strength in your scapula and your core as well to stabilize yourself and hang actively for 10 to 15 seconds. Again, that's the goal. We'll talk about the training system, how we'll get these results. Now, phase 3 is the transition. When you have a strong base in hanging on the bar, especially actively hanging, we are ready to now pull ourselves to the top of the bar. The first one I want you to start doing is actually called towel rows. You lay on your stomach, you lift your chest and your legs off the ground, grab a towel or any resistant band, and I want you to bring that towel to your chest. You're pulling the towel to your chest. And when you do that, I want you to retract your scapula and flex your back. You're going to feel the contraction of your back in your back. This is basically the exact mechanics you're going to be using on a pull-up bar when doing a pull-up. This is to practice the transition and specifically strengthen these muscles, posterior muscles, which you're going to be using in a pull-up. Now, the other 2 progressions when it comes to your pull-up is the low bar pull-ups. And just like the exercise we did for the hang where we use our legs to support, It's the same thing, but this time we're pulling up. Now, people often talk about the Australian pull-ups, and I believe that yes, Australian pull-ups are amazing, and you should work on that. This is one of the progressions, by the way. You can start with the Australian pull-ups, and once you've built enough strength to rep out at least 10, then I want you to do the low bar pull-ups because it imitates the pull-up more because you're pulling directly up. The Australian is kind of in a horizontal position. You're rowing to your chest. Does it make sense? The mechanics are quite different, but the Australian pull-ups are amazing because they're, first of all, easy to do, and second of all, they strengthen your posterior muscles, which will be used in the pull-ups. Now, another progression for your transitions, which is using a resistant band for assisted pull-up. Pick any resistant band, which should allow you to do at least 6 reps comfortably. Not comfortably, but 6 reps around that range. And finally, for the transition part, we want to do the negative. For that, we're going to combine this with the fourth phase of the pull-up in the same progression. This time you're going to use surface to go on top of the bar with your chin over the bar. And then you want to try to hold in that position for as long as you can and slowly go down into a dead hang. This is going to help you master the eccentric part of the pull-up, so expect yourself to achieve the full pull-up in no time. Now let's move on to the actual training system. Now when it comes to the training system, it's based on one thing, and that is focusing on high volume. The point of high volume is for neuromuscular adaptation, which means we're getting our nervous system to get used to the movement of the pull-up so our body can adapt to it faster. But we want to do this in a smart way. Spending hours in the gym doing that will result in either injuries or overtraining. We want to do it in a smart way. Now, the training strategy I used, especially with my clients, and I've used it myself personally, and it's called squeezing the groove. The goal is to do as many reps as you can throughout the day. First, you have to focus on the progression you're currently at. If you're starting with the dead hangs, then we're focusing on that, or scapular pull-up, we'll focus on that. But basically, just focus on one progression that you're currently working on. And what we're going to do is use that progression as many times as we can throughout the day. Now, of course, when we're working on the hangs or the negatives or stuff like that, it's good to have a pull-up bar in your house where you can just pass by every time and go for a rep. But one thing to keep in mind that the progression you're going to be doing, you should be already able to do 3 reps of that. Because if it's a 1 rep max, it's going to be a bit overtraining. Ideally, you'd want to be a bit comfortable with the progression, so you can do 3 repetitions. Let's say you do 3 sets of 3 reps for scapula pull-up. In total, you've done 9 reps throughout the day. With greasing the groove, it gives us the opportunity to do more reps throughout the day. So after your training session, maybe 2 hours later or 3 hours, you go back to the bar and you do another 3 sets of 2 reps. That's 6 repetitions in total. So far we have 9 plus 6. That's 15 repetitions compared to 9. And then maybe every hour you can do 5 repetitions or 3 repetitions. You get the point. Every time you get the opportunity, just do repetition. This leads to faster neuromuscular adaptation. Your nervous system gets used to the movement faster, your body adapts faster, muscles adapt faster, joints adapt faster. Also, another part of the training system I like to use is doing 1 rep max and then resting for 2 minutes and then repeating. And you want to do a total of 6 to 10 sets per training session. So unlike greasing the groove, the second thing you should be doing at the same time is going to your maximum progression. Just as an example, let's say you're able to just do 1 negative at max. So you do 1 negative, then you rest for 2 to 3 minutes until you're fresh and you're ready to go back. Repeat that for 10 sets. So you guys have a clear image of how we use volume to get the first pull-up. And once we get our first pull-up, we actually use the same system to increase our pull-up repetition. Now I can make a video separate for that, but to be fair, it's the same approach to getting your first pull-up. If you're looking for a free training program which you can start following right now, it's free to download down in the description. It includes the progression for the pull-ups and push-ups and skills as well for calisthenics, which will help you level up fast. Link is down below. If this video was helpful, make sure you leave a like and subscribe for upcoming videos. See you guys next time.